this call, hang up or press 1. To prevent, your current balance is $1.96. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
Hey, what's up, Harvey?
Hey, what's up, dude?
Not much, man.
I got it recording, so I really didn't have time to write down anything. Did you?
Didn't?
No, did you write down some stuff?
No. I was hoping you'd have a few things to ask me on the comments.
There wasn't any questions in the comments. Like I said, the one question that I did see was somebody asking me why I stopped you from talking, and I answered them back. I was like, well, these phone calls were only 15 minutes each, and we were going on 13 minutes, and I wanted to talk about the GoFundMe and the lawyer and all that stuff. So,
Right. Well, and I think where I was leaving off, where you had stopped me, was getting into the part about what had happened whenever I had gotten bailed out. Back August 16th. Y'all were in the lobby, having parole come up. And anyways, the next day, I went to try to get my car out of impound. And when I went there with Austin to the impound place to go get the car, I couldn't get it because the keys were missing. One of the officers had...
after we had already bonded you out once. Did you mention that?
Right. That was when you bonded me out on August 16th, okay? I went to go and get my car and get the things out of my car, obviously. I couldn't get my car from impound because the keys were missing. One of the officers had taken the keys out of the ignition whenever the car was initially impounded the night of the arrest. And through process of elimination, fell back on, the police department, that it was one of the officers. So after raising hell about that, about 11:30 that night, I got a call from Galveston Police saying, we've located your keys. Come up to the police department to get them. I told them I would come up there the next day, and that was when, the next day when I went up there, I was arrested by two plainclothes officers. They used my keys to bait me back up to the police department. What I believe and what the attorney believes happened was that Galveston Police caught a bunch of flack, caught a bunch of heat from taking the keys out of the car and getting called out on it, that they then reached out to Lafayette County Sheriff's Department to basically bail them out of this issue, and had Lafayette County Sheriff's Department go ahead and take out a bench warrant for a probation violation. I was on unsupervised probation over there in Mississippi. They used that to essentially shut me up, to go ahead and re-lock me back up right away. And then the key, and I found out weeks later that Galveston Police actually seized the vehicle from impound and listed it for sale on public auction. So that's, absolutely just obnoxious. But, the whole thing with the extradition hold to Mississippi is it's over this DWI.
The false arrest,
The false arrest. And I know that I heard one of the officers from Lafayette County Sheriff's Department on the phone with the arresting officer the night of the arrest, so I know that they played a part in it. That's why I've continuously, gone back to saying this is quid pro quo. Right?
That's what I was just thinking. They were really watching you, man. I mean, and paying attention to everything you were doing. To have known that you got arrested over here as quickly as they did, man, it just proves they were watching you and watching your channel and keeping tabs on you. But continue on. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the public corruption is real. It's a real thing, and it's one of those things that if it's not effectively nipped in the bud, it snowballs. It quickly gets out of hand, especially when these individuals that are in positions of authority are allowed to continually get away with the same things, particularly over a large span of time. for anyone out there that has, questions about the things that have happened in Mississippi, I will reference everybody to my website. I think that's a great cache of information and evidence.
I agree.
It's www.lafayettems.net. www.lafayettems.net, and particularly going under the news section of the channel at the top, I've got everything cataloged with evidence supporting, everything going back, is a pretty significant amount of time. But that right there will answer all questions. I made sure to keep that website updated. Did any other questions come to mind?
Well, I talked to Austin earlier, and he said he talked to the lawyer, and he said he's going to do like an interview with the lawyer and post that on his channel, and then he said he'll give it to me and let me post it on his channel. I'm just giving you some updates, man. We were getting a lot of all the troll channels were telling people to go after your GoFundMe and mass report it, and they were trying to get it shut down. So I told Austin to get the money. Everybody was like, get the money out of there before they shut it down. So Austin got the money out of there, so they're not going to be able to fuck that up. Excuse my French.
Okay.
But he got the money out of there, and he's going to get it to Myron. So that money's in the bank. That's $1,600 in the bank. They can't screw it up. The GoFundMe is still open. People can still donate. It still shows that there's been $1,600 donated. But the reason it was important to get that money out because the trolls, you got a lot of trolls, man, that are following you, and they were going after it. It was on the trolls channels. They were telling people to go after it and report it. So
it's absolutely crazy to me. Like, even when the evidence comes out supporting my position from day one, how adamant these trolls are.
You have 1 minute remaining.
To basically,
I think I was low on time, bro. I had some more time, but keep going.
But yeah, it's so the trolls are trying to take the GoFundMe and turn it into a GoFuckMe page.
Yeah,
is basically what I'm hearing right there.
Bro, I forgot to put the money on the phone for you yesterday, like I said I would. I'll do it when I hang up. Keep going.
All right. Well, yeah. Hey, once again, I appreciate everything that you've done, Harvey.
Yeah, I forgot about that yesterday. I'm sorry, bro.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. We'll try to organize this a little bit better for the next call, and hopefully we have some good updates for the next one.
Yeah. What it took? Call back tomorrow at 7 or the next day?
Whichever. You let me know.
All right, just call back tomorrow at 7. I'll put some time on the phone.
Hey, maybe go live on YouTube for it too.
They'll put you in the hole if I do that. They did it to Chili.
I'm not worried about it. It's not as big as.
Thank you for using GTL. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or press 1. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
What's up, Harvey?
Hey, what up, dude?
Not much, man.
Myron got the forms that he got the what was that? Your appeal shit?
Yeah.
All right, he got it. He said it looked legit. He already gave it to the prosecutor. The prosecutor was going to look into it. This is the feedback that I got from Austin. Yeah, so he got it. He took it to the prosecutor, called the prosecutor, sent it to the prosecutor. The prosecutor's looking into it. That was the last news that I heard. Myron said that all the body camera footage that they got in the discovery from the Galveston Police Department, all of it has no audio. It's all on mute. All of them.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, bro. And they still don't have the footage that shows you swerving. They still don't have that. So Austin said that Myron is going to contest the fact that it was a legal stop. They don't have the proof that you were swerving.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the news. That's the news that I got back, bro. So it's looking pretty good. And I got Cliff. I sent Cliff the paperwork too, so now he has it. Because he called me and asked me for it.
That's crazy that all the stuff was muted. Go figure. Like that's nuts, man.
It just stinks of a conspiracy, corrupt cover-up, dude.
It is. That's what this whole thing is.
Yeah.
So obviously the DA is still wanting to hold on to this.
Well, that's what Austin said when I first gave him the paperwork, and he gave it to the lawyer. He gave it to Myron, and he called me back. He said Myron looked at it, and he's calling the prosecutor right now to try to get the charges dropped. And I said, okay, well, fuck, man, that sounds like great news. I said, if you hear anything else, call me back. So 45 minutes later, he called me back. I just got off the phone with Myron. Myron gave the prosecutor the stuff. The prosecutor's looking into it. I didn't really get any feedback from what the prosecutor has the same paperwork that you gave to me, bro. That's how quick it made it to Myron, and now the prosecutor has it. I would have never thought it would have went that fast, but it did.
Awesome.
Yeah. So Myron's already been in contact with the prosecutor. There's really hasn't been any word back, except the prosecutor's looking into it. So, yeah, and then I got that feedback about the body camera footage and the dash camera footage. So that's basically all the news that I got. I mean, it seems like pretty good news, man. I mean, it's just more proof that their whole case is garbage, man. It just sucks that you got to sit in there, man, because of a garbage case, bro.
It is, and that really, it's really a kick to the nuts for doing anything civil wise, because all the proof of the everything that I've laid claim to.
Okay, hold on 1 second, man. Because I'm recording this, I'm going to post this. Let everybody know what the paperwork is that we're talking about, and then after you explain that, then you can finish saying what you were just saying.
You're talking about for that appeal?
The paperwork that we got today, the paperwork that we were just talking about. Let everybody know what that was about and what it is and how it's going to help your case and what that means for your charges.
Yeah. So what that's about, I've said since day one. Back in 2021, Galveston was trying to use a bogus DUI from 2021 that I was never given a jury trial. There was never any. It was all over the alleged odor of marijuana, of burnt marijuana. They never found anything in my car. Didn't have anything on me. They didn't do a blood test. The video of me doing the field sobriety test, which I swear up and down that I passed with flying colors, because I wasn't messed up. That video disappeared, and I was denied a trial by jury. It was presided over by a judge for a kangaroo court hearing. The judge somehow found me guilty of that, so I appealed this thing. That was November 24th, 2021. I appealed this thing to circuit court on December 3rd, 2021. And in the computer system, which Harvey looked up,
today
it shows today,
yeah.
Case number L21-494. Appeal from Justice Court. Okay, it shows that it's open and it's active. The most recent events on 4/18/2022, it was a corrected notice of appeal and demand for jury trial with certificate of service and exhibits that was filed, and then a response from the prosecutor on 5/20/2022. But there's no there hasn't been a trial set yet. So it's still open and active and showing open and active. And then Harvey just got this corrected notice of appeal, which shows that I've done everything, the way that it calls for. I haven't violated any rules on that appeal.
And this is significant because they have you charged for a third offense DUI because of that, which the record clearly shows that it's not a conviction because it's under appeal. What's the word for it, Matt?
Correct. So let me read this, okay? Like I told you earlier. So this is hard established Texas law. Before a prior conviction may be relied on to enhance the punishment in a subsequent case, such prior conviction must be final. If an appeal has been taken from a judgment of guilty in the trial court, that conviction does not become final until the judgment of the lower court has been affirmed by the appellate court. And that's a 1937 case, Arbuckle v. State. An appealed prior conviction alleged in an indictment for enhancement purposes does not become final until the appellate court issues its mandate affirming the conviction. That's Beal v. State. That's a 2002 criminal appeals case. The plain language of Section 49.09, which is what they have me charged under, by the way, for this felony third or more DWIs under 49.09. The plain language of Section 49.09, paragraph D, clearly indicates that a prior DWI conviction must be a final conviction before it can be used to elevate a subsequent DWI to a Class A misdemeanor or a third-degree felony. And then finally, a prior DWI conviction would not be final if an appeal were still pending from that conviction. Thus, such a conviction could not be used to elevate a subsequent DWI to a third-degree felony. And that's Jordan v. State, a 2001 Texas criminal appeals case. But going one step further on all this is the fact that I pull this right here that I made a note of for this call. Where is it at? I just had it. So right here. So once the state has made a prima facie case, the burden then shifts to the defendant. It's been held that the defendant has generally a burden to sustain his assertion that he received a pardon, that the judgment had been set aside, that a new trial had been granted in the prior case, or that an appeal had been taken therein, or that the judgment of conviction relied on for enhancement purposes is void. These burdens do not ordinarily fall on the state. So I've made the case now, and I've said this since the beginning, that was never a final conviction. It was a bogus conviction, and it's being appealed. It's on appeal, okay? But furthermore, the judgment that they're trying to rely on is a void judgment in the eyes of Texas because deprivation of the constitutional right to a trial by jury renders a prior misdemeanor conviction as void. That's solid federal case law, and Texas strongly relies on that. The right to a trial by jury cannot be violated. And so the fact that I kept demanding a trial by jury and was denied a trial by jury in the eyes of Texas makes that a void conviction, even if it were final, which it's not. So this is obviously really good news that it should take it out of felony court because it never should have been here in the first place. That's why the bond has been ridiculously set. It needs to just go ahead and be dismissed. It needs to be tossed out. This is this is complete ludicrousness. That just now hearing that all the body cam footage has no audio. It's all muted. They intentionally muted the body cam footage.
And there's no footage. There's no footage of them taking you to the hospital. Out of all those cops, there's no footage of that. I forgot to tell you that. None.
So obviously, there's none of the blood draw. Where 8 officers helped me face down on a hospital bed with my hands handcuffed behind my back. Where the nurse kept sticking me in the arm with a needle. I was threatened with a separate felony if I fought against the procedure and didn't just allow them to do what they were going to do. All that is now missing. I'm kicking myself now for not having an audio recorder in my pocket.
It's not your fault,
the whole
bro.
entire time. But you trust the system to work how the system is supposed to work. You trust these. We should be able to trust.
You keep trusting them. I don't trust them.
Paid for. Well, I don't trust them at all. Yeah. But I'm just saying, it's a shame that we can't trust these people that are tasked with a sense of authority and paid for by taxpayer dollars to do the right thing. Yeah. If I truly committed this crime, why is the audio muted? Why is the video of the traffic stop? Why is that missing? Okay, I know I didn't swerve. I also know that my blinker signal was on and working, and you can see that in my live stream video. You can see the dash in my car and see that my blinker signal is on.
Yeah, and then they said your tag was obstructed, and you can clearly see that wasn't true, too.
Exactly, because in your video, I believe you can see it in mine whenever I get out of the car, but I know at least in y'all's video, and you and Austin's video, I know you can see the back of my car and see that my tag is not obstructed in any way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they never had any probable cause to pull me over. They never said anything about me speeding when they pulled me over. They said that I failed to maintain my lane and that I failed to use a blinker signal, which I contested fully, but they never said...
You have 1 minute remaining.
But never said anything about me speeding. But yet in the probable cause affidavit, it says I was going approximately 47 miles an hour in a 35 zone.
You weren't going that fast, bro. There's no way.
No, and I was coming off the bridge where it's like a 50 or 55 mile an hour speed zone. I was, if it dropped to 35 right there, I was slowing down to 35 right at the sign,
Yeah, it does
but
drop down speeding as soon as you get off, but you weren't going that fast. You can tell you weren't.
Right.
You'd already stopped at one red light and went through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, their probable cause was Mississippi calling them and saying, "Hey, we got a cop watcher. He's live streaming coming into Galveston. Please get him for us." That was their probable cause.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Let's attack the journalist, the guy with the camera. He's the most dangerous person in the world.
I requested that phone call, and they denied it. They said government code 552,
Thank you for using GTL.
which means that record exists. All right, that's the end of the recording. You guys, if you can help an innocent veteran, donate to the GoFundMe. Links will be in the description and the pinned comment. See y'all later.